Alright, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. Most likely you think, oh, I'm not ready yet to build my own business. I'm not sure if I'm good enough, yada-da. I'm going to tell you why that is a lie, and I'm going to fix that mindset issue for you so you can finally build that freedom business that you've always thought about building, even though you don't have a big brand, even though you might feel you're not good enough. Maybe you don't even know what it is that you could be offering. We're going to fix that right here and now in this video. So if that sounds good to you, let's get started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a meaningless, dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money while not having to worry that you could get fired? My name is Max Tornow, and I've attained that freedom and I've attained that security. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
So we see this time and time again that, for example, someone messages me on Instagram and they say, Max, love the lifestyle, looks so cool, would love to do that too. And my answer back is always the same. Well, what keeps you from starting now? And then the excuses come in like, I'm currently stuck in my job. I have too much work to do. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I'm not sure if it's the right time for me. There's others already doing it, as was my favorite. There's someone else already doing it. Usually these are always excuses. Why do I know this is an excuse? Because I'm a marketer and I want to make money. No, it's because I see it in our clients, right? Whether or not you're my client, I don't give a damn. Like the money that would come in from you, I wouldn't even feel a difference, all right? Like nothing in my life would change. So it's completely irrelevant for me. But ultimately, I always see that even with clients that are coming to us, they have all kinds of excuses and we're just like, shh. Relax, do this. And they go do that and they're like, oh my God, it works. I would have never thought it works. Because ultimately, the time is never going to be 100% perfect, right? And you're never going to be 100% perfect for that either. I keep saying that, and I think back all the time to my very first business, all the way to my second 7-figure business, all the way to here now. I don't feel ready for anything. I don't feel like I'm good enough at all. I think maybe this is just within us. Maybe it's healthy to have that. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's just our own protection mechanism that we don't become arrogant and run out there and think we own the world. I think this humility is actually good. It makes you work harder. So don't try to wait until you feel like you're perfect for anything, because you'll never feel good enough anyways. You never feel perfect. At least I haven't. But it hasn't kept me from building multiple 7-figure businesses. So what you have to understand too is that you don't have to have 10 years of experience in something. You don't have to be perfect 10 out of 10 at something. You don't have to have a certificate hanging on the wall or anything like that. What usually works best to get the foot in the door for you is, are you better at this than the average person? Whether that is fitness or dating or relationship advice or anything. Like, have you fixed a specific problem for yourself, right, in your life? And are you ahead on that journey than the average person? That usually is enough to get you the foot in the door. Doesn't mean you should stay at that level, right? Oh, Max is telling you now to go charge high prices even if you're unexperienced. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's good enough to get started, right? And that's the other point. When you say, okay, I'm ahead of the average person, let me get some test clients. You don't even need to ask for money yet if you're uncomfortable with that. But let's say you are comfortable enough to at least charge half the price or lower price or whatever. What you're doing now is you're getting started and you're actually getting the ball rolling, right? Now you're getting momentum. Now you're getting, you're feeling more confident as you're starting to get results for your test clients. Maybe you're already getting paid. Maybe that test client is then referring you, right? Or giving you a great testimonial, which helps you get even more clients and so on and so forth. There is movement going on. There are things happening. Whereas the other, perfectionist Johnny is going to sit on the couch and just waiting until he's good enough. Reading another book, watching another YouTube video, and so on and so forth. So in the first case, the naive person who just starts to get the foot in the door and just gets first experience, that person is getting better and is moving towards that goal. Whereas perfectionist Johnny is sitting on the couch, waiting, accumulating more knowledge and never getting anything done. And this is the other point that we see time and time again, that especially nowadays in an era where information is so easily accessible, we think it's more information, more knowledge that we need. I gotta read another book. I gotta, follow more Instagram influencers in that regard. I gotta watch more YouTube videos. Stop trying to find the one perfect value nugget that is gonna make it click for you. It's not gonna happen. This is not a goddamn anime, okay? Where you're like Goku now has the superpower. It's not gonna be like that. There's no one quick fix piece of information that you're lacking. What you're actually lacking is real life experience, is doing something, working with clients. Please don't let anybody fool you into thinking you need to read another book, you need to watch some other whack info course until you're good enough. Go teach. God damn it, right? Don't go offer your service and get better at that. We've seen clients who started from zero that had no experience, got a first couple test clients, got them results, got better, had real life experience. Of course, as they were doing that, they were learning more, they were getting better, they were honing their craft. And all of a sudden they would start getting their first paid client. All of a sudden they would start making more, and then the clients would refer them. And all of a sudden they're making 10K a month as a beginner. Why do we always say, well, 10K a month is the first milestone? For some people, they're like, are you crazy, 10K a month as a Spanish teacher? We have people in our programs, in our beginner programs, making 10K a month teaching languages. Are you crazy? How is that even possible? It's possible if you do it the right way, if you position correctly, if you're marketing your services, if you're selling. But all these things require one thing first, and that is that you're starting, right? To stay with that example, did these beginner clients of ours, did these people study at a university for years to really learn the linguistic aspect, to learn the history of the Spanish language? Who cares about that? Most of our language coaches that are making 10K a month, again, to stay with that example, they just learned the language through immersion. They were in this country, they learned it, they found out the tricks on how to learn it quickly. They started helping a couple friends, started helping a couple test clients. Now they started getting paid for that. They had referrals, and boom, all of a sudden they're cracking 10K a month, right? And you know how easy it is to stay at 10K a month once you've cracked 10K a month? You've done the bulk of the work if you're already making 5 figures a month. Now you just maintain that, you use some paid advertising on top of that, you start building a little bit of a brand around that, and you can easily scale to 25K a month. And that is then where the fun begins. The fun begins when you're making your 25, 30K a month, you start making your first hire. So now you got a co-coach that is coaching alongside with you, or maybe you have an assistant who does the paperwork and so on and so forth. Maybe you have someone who reaches out to more potential clients, so you get more clients. This is where the fun begins. This is literally where the fun begins. Up into 10K a month is hard work. I mean, it's always going to be hard work, don't get me wrong. But the fun begins when you have a team and you start delegating, and all of a sudden, you're sleeping in, or you're on vacation somewhere, and you have a team just crushing it for you, and the business is growing in your absence. And if you keep growing that, I'm talking a lot about this on my advanced channel. You get demoted. You get demoted within your own business, where you're checking on the team, and they're like, "What are you doing here? Get out!" we're working, and you're like, "Oh, sorry." That is where the fun begins. But to get back to reality, you watching this video right now, you think you're not ready yet, but it's a lie. Because it's easy to say, "I'm not ready yet. I got to read this book. I got to do this and that, and sit on the couch and do nothing." It's easy to do that. You just throw the hands in the air and say, "Yeah, I'm not ready. I'll do it later." It requires courage to say, "You know what? I'm goddamn ready yet. I may not be perfect yet. I may not know exactly what to do, but I'm willing to take that very first step now." And this is another thing that people who message me on Instagram get all the time. I'm asking them, are you willing to take that step? If their answer is yes, I say, okay, maybe I can help you then. Right? Whether they really are in a position where I want to help them is another question, but ultimately that is the first thing you have to be aware of, right? Yes, I want to take that first step, right? You have to really want to get out into the little bit out of your comfort zone, right? To get a little bit into the unknown. Maybe to even put your trust in someone else, in a great mentor who's done it before you, and say, "You know what, can you bring me there?" Because I know deep down inside that I might not be ready ever fully, but I know that's not what I need. What I do need is to take the first step. And to slowly wrap things up, if I hadn't possessed almost this childlike naivety of just saying yeah, I'm not perfect, but who cares? Let me do it. I wouldn't have built my very first business back then as a dating and personal development coach. I wouldn't have made my first 4 figures, wouldn't have made my first 5 figures, wouldn't have made my first 7 figures, and then later on made multiple 7 figures each and every year. Would have never done that. The first speech I held in front of 3 of my buddies. Second speech I held in front of 10 people, then it was 30 people, all of a sudden it was 100 people. 100 people in a tiny room. We had people standing at the back wall. I'll never forget that. Do you think that happened? And on that day I woke up, I'm like, yeah, I am the greatest person in the world. I'm gonna rock it. No, I wasn't sure I was ready at all, but I guess I stepped into that very first seminar room and I just started talking about my experiences back then, you know, with dating girls and talking to girls. And like, I just talked about my experience. And I'll never forget back then when I was hired as an unpaid intern, as an assistant, and I was traveling with one of the top coaches back then in the world, who later on became a very, very close friend to mine. And this was a person that I had looked up to. This was a person with 5 years more experience than me, had already made 7 figures. This person was someone I had looked up to so much, you don't even know. And that person said, Max, we were in Toronto, and it must have been, actually it was before that was Montreal, but I think Toronto was really one of my breakthrough moments for me mindset-wise. It was my birthday actually, 26th of June, mark it in your calendar. And that person, he was about to speak in front of 450 people, sold out crowd in Toronto, and he said, you know what, Max? You want to go on stage for the first 30 minutes and just talk? What do you think was my thought? Was my thought like, oh yes, finally, yeah, I'm gonna rock it? Or was my thought, oh no, I'm not ready yet? My thought was, I'm not ready, 450 people, are you crazy in Toronto? I'm this Austrian kid from the Alps. But you know what? Opportunity came knocking and I said, yeah, I mean, I'm not ready, but who cares? I went on stage, I cracked out a couple of funny stories, I'll never forget that. People started laughing. Later on, people started giving me props. I got off stage and that very person I had looked up to shook my hand and was like, hey, that was pretty good. And was it perfect? No. Am I perfect now? No. But I went ahead and did it. And that's what counts. And that also is what very much counts for you in this position right now. You have to be willing to take that first step. And a great first step is to book a free consulting call with us. You probably know that already, but I want to offer it to you. There's a link down in the description below. It brings you to a page. And on that page, there's an application. You fill that out and then you book a free consulting call with us, either with me directly or with an expert from our team. And then we can look at your situation. We could look at your strengths. Maybe you already know what you want to be doing. But even if you don't know what you want to be doing, we can look at that and we can tell you what exactly is the best fit for you in order to get started with your very first freedom business. We've done this literally over 1,000 times now with very, very happy clients, very successful clients. It is hard work. It's not guaranteed that you're going to just be brought to the business just by doing nothing. It's very hard work. It's not a magic pill, but we've done it before and we can help you with that. And the way to do it is you click down the description below, you book that call. If the link lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you, right? Since these calls are for free and since a lot of people want to start their own business, we might not always have a spot for you, but if it lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you. Do this to yourself. You deserve it. And even if you're not feeling 100% ready, you can still do it. I'm proof of that. Our clients are proof for that. You can also become a proof for that. So let's go make it happen. Thank you very much for watching and talk soon.
I have now 2 clients, which makes 6.7k. Yesterday I had my second sales call and second close for 4.5k. For FBM I thought about to pitch $500, but in the FBM videos and the coaches, my mindset is now different and now I feel really amazing. I'm hyped. I will leave my hamster wheel as soon as possible. Let's go. GG.